All right, it looks like we are live with the first Atheism 101 live stream. I'm your favorite bard, Korak the Bard, joined tonight by my special guest, B.S. Lewis. Thank you for joining us, B.S. Welcome.
Hello there. I'm super excited to be here. This is like milestone, groundbreaking shit, man.
It really is. And before we get started, thank you for walking me through this. I needed somebody to hold my hand so I could do something new. This is brand new, and I'm extremely excited to do it. Yeah, thank you.
Well, if anybody's going to be a good live streamer, it's got to be a bard, man. You're going to rock it.
Now let's see. We are live on YouTube, and click the link. And now it's posted on Twitter. Now it's official. Grok knows about us. And we've already got some people here. The Rabbit has joined us, as has Spooky and Manny. Thank you for joining us out of the gate. Those are the ride or die fans. I got to tell you, if they show up at minute 0, those are the people you want around.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what your money is called. Mine's BS bucks. I usually reward people for showing up early. 10 BS bucks to you, Manny Geisen, Spooky Bedhair, and James Fletcher.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we got to have like Korak dollars. There's some kind of currency in Korakistan that you got to use.
Yeah, some Korak coin. Boom.
Korak, the Q coin. I love it.
Right? It's crypto Korak.
Yeah, there's no rug pulls. You just got to spit on that thing. So things are going great, man. Just to start things with a quick note of who you are and who I am. I'm your favorite bard, Korak the Bard. I'm an atheist YouTuber, as is B.S. Lewis. And we met each other the way that many YouTubers do, which is by watching YouTube. And I reached out to BS and said, hey, you do YouTube stuff. I do YouTube stuff. You write songs. I write songs. Let's get together. And now we're doing our first live stream together. I feel like we should pick out curtains or china or something.
Yeah, I feel like if I didn't believe in destiny before this, then I certainly do now.
There might be a God because we have been put together in this circumstance. And how else could we have been unless a God was directing our destiny?
And if there's any theists in chat, feel free to try to change our minds on that and let us know.
Exactly, please. That's what we're here for. But mainly, I am here to introduce you to this guy that I met. His name is Andy Pants. And we'll get into the really crazy rabbit hole that I went down. And this is like largely because of the video I'm in the middle of producing about him. I already had a video on my YouTube channel. Did you see the first one I made about him where it was just like atheist based?
I certainly did. And I wish I could take that time back. he is absolute brain rot, bro.
But what's funny about him is that the rabbit hole gets so much deeper, my man. So, I met him because of the way he presented himself and said, I'm an atheist and therefore I'm on the same side as Hitler. Like, that's the way our relationship started.
Oh, God. They don't even know who's on their team. Right? They don't even know.
So, yeah, I don't support Hitler for the record. That's just, putting that out there. I'm going to take the bold anti-Hitler stance.
Yeah, maybe put a poll up in chat. Do you support Hitler? And we'll get like one vote from Andy Pants because he's fucking now.
Please join the live conversation to defend Hitler. So, yeah, that's how my conversation with him started. And then he pulled the numbers card. Now, you have a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. We both have about 1,000+ followers, which, that's a respectable number, given the way YouTube is, the algorithm, and there's plenty of discussion to be had about that. But from where I'm at, I don't play the numbers game. Not because I have low numbers, but because I just don't care. I'm putting content out there to speak my piece, you know. And if people want to follow me, that's great. But he came out and said, "I have a fucking YouTube channel. It's got 250,000 followers, bitch. You should fucking stop." I'm like, okay.
Is that like a veiled threat? He's like, I'm gonna overpopulize you, bro.
Right?
Like,
I guess. Yeah, you have more followers, therefore I'm wrong, I guess. So that's argument ad populum, but whatever.
I think what's good with our channels is we don't focus on the number; it's about the quality, and everybody here in chat is a testimony to that.
I'm so glad you said that because the thumbnail for my Andy Pants video was quantity over quality versus, and I'm like, I'm all about the quality and not the quantity. Like if I had 1 million followers, that'd be cool. But again, I put out content because this is what I want to say. And it's not necessarily to garner numbers. If it does, great. If I can be a full-time YouTuber, great. But if not, I will still do this as a hobby. So anybody who brings this up, like, oh, I got fucking more followers than you. Oh, okay, I guess I should just stop because apparently when you started your YouTube channel, you started at 200,000 followers, right?
Well, I judging by his content, I'm going to say if he has 250,000 followers, 249 of those aren't even old enough to drive. Like he's fucking rocking a bunch of kids watching this shit for sure, dude.
Oh my God, you nailed it. Because he exclusively panders to the right wing, anti-woke, anti-troon, fucking gay, blah, blah, just he's got like a half a dozen buzzwords that he uses in all of his videos. So he's obviously just pandering to the lowest common denominator. So, obviously that gets you followers, and which is fine if that's what you're going for. But okay, let me just back up. What do you know about Andy Pants?
All I know is what you showed me. So you are my gateway drug to Andy Pants.
I'm the marijuana that's going to lead you to the heroin of Andy Pants.
Yeah, that leads me to the fent that is Andy Pants. Where did you did you find him on YouTube or Twitter or some other platform, or where was your initial meeting with him?
See, that's another quality over quantity thing where I no longer have to seek out Christian religious fundamentalists. They kind of come to me. I'm a bit of a magnet for them. So
the Fundy Whisperer.
Exactly. The Fundy Whisperer. Oh, shit. Save that for the sequel. Let's go into the script. So, yeah, I simply made a flippant comment about some Christian saying some Christian thing. And I was like, da, da, da. And then he responded like, oh, you have no grounding for your morality. What are you, Hitler? And I'm like, oh, awesome. I want to talk to you. And so we went back and forth about how I was Hitler and Hitler had no grounding for morality, same as atheists. And that's how the whole thing started. And I was like, let me talk to this guy. And then he blocked me after I found out that he was, and I only found this out because of how he bragged about it. So he comes in and says, well, I've got a YouTube channel too, and I've got a fucking 250,000 followers. You should just quit. You fucking suck. And I was like, oh, do you? So I went to his YouTube channel, and it turns out Andy Pants is a video game reviewer where 100% of his videos are all about the anti-woke, the anti-cuck, the anti-soy boy, fucking troon, trans, blah, blah, blah. Like video games are all being produced by, purple-haired LGBTQ community people, and they shouldn't be allowed to do that, and they're destroying the fabric of society. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, now that we know, right. I never got that argument because it's like if you really have a problem with XYZ industry, go work in XYZ industry and fucking change it from within. Like bitching about it on a YouTube channel is not going to do shit about it.
Right. But what it will do is bring in money because with 250,000 followers, that's some sweet ass cheddar. So yeah, before we even get into that, Andy Pants used to be a pro Xbox shill, and all he did was just, shout out about the praises of Xbox games. And during that time, he said things like equality is good for humanity. So he was on the woke fence, the woke side of the fence, before he realized that his bread was buttered on the other side. And then he went 100%, oh, anti-woke, the fucking troons are out, the gooners are going to get us, and, the black fucking girl bosses are destroying society. And once he did that, he got a large following, and then he deleted all of his other shit. So,
So you're telling me he's a grifter then? I'm shocked, absolutely shocked.
Right? Put on your shocked face, man.
It's on. You just can't see it right now, but it's the biggest shocked face I've ever made.
Again, I knew nothing about this when he encountered me and started calling me Hitler. And I'm like, who is this fucking dipshit? So it turns out he had a debate with a guy called the Act Man, who was another video game reviewer, and the guy just slaughtered him. He's not even politically or religiously motivated. He just reviews video games. And the guy came on his channel and was like, what are you doing, you fucking woke, troon, gay, cuck, blah, 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 soy boy. And he's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? So he exposed his grift because, as I said, he deleted all of his pro equality shit from his Xbox channel, and then started a anti-woke crusade and gained all of these followers. So going down that rabbit hole, and this is what got me blocked, and so I'm probably never, unfortunately, going to have a debate with this guy. But when he blocked me, I found out on his profile that he's trying to hawk a video game that he himself made. So I was very curious about that because, if you're going to spend all this time talking about how woke is destroying the video game industry, and you actually made a video game, wow, what does that look like? If somebody,
let me guess. Because
go ahead.
This is exactly what you said. Why not get into the industry and change it from within? So he must be making a video game about big trucks and American flags and bald eagles, right?
You're totally in the ballpark. That is all 100% fair game.
Okay. I feel like it's like a Duke Nukem meets I don't know, what's a good American game, like South Park.
Okay, no, right there. No, you nailed it on the head, because this guy's totally gay for Duke Nukem.
Of course he is.
Yeah. When Duke Nukem 3D came out, he was like, "This is what video games are supposed to be." I'm like, of course you think that. Yeah.
Bunch of shirtless men.
Yeah. And he, let me pull up. I've got it. There it is.
Oh, could you highlight Ember's comment? That is a good idea for a video game. Trump Simulator.
Let's go to the Trump Simulator.
Yeah, just click that and it'll pop up on screen.
Love it. Trump Simulator.
Be like Goat Simulator, but you just go around licking and grabbing women by the crotch.
And you have to maintain the amount of Cheeto on your mouth.
Oh, that's good. Don't, we shouldn't say that's out loud, because now somebody's going to steal this idea from Ember, which we stole it from Ember, but uh-oh.
Well, this is recorded, so this is like basically a copyright. We got a trademark on it.
Yeah, you starred Ember's thing. You didn't highlight it. Okay, so the star thing is for keeping track of these for later.
There you go.
Don't hit the whole comment itself.
That's right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm still working out the mechanics. Thank you, everybody who's commenting, because you're all here to celebrate our inaugural launch of the live stream, and that's what we're here for. It's going to be a little awkward because that's what I do in new situations, but we were talking about another thing where so these are the games that Andy Pants likes. They are not woke. They are 100% alpha male Giga Chad, and wouldn't you know it, they're all first person shooters like Gears of War. What's trying to find the other one?
Halo.
Of course, Halo. Naturally, Master Chief is based. Escape from Tarkov. Men in Black, Band of Brothers, Call of Duty. Oh, he fucking loves Call of Duty. So the guy likes first person shooters.
Yeah.
Fine. You know, I'm not going to kink shame, you know, if that's your thing. First person, I cut my teeth on Doom back when I was a kid, and that was good fun. But, like, you know, as an adult today, I never got through Far Cry 3 because, you know, just first person shooters don't do it for me. But he loves fucking first person shooters. And that means, you know, that was the Giga Chad alpha male thing that we used to do back in the day when men were men, before all the woke troon goblins took over the video game industry and made bullshit like Assassin's Creed with a black samurai who's gay.
Back in the GoldenEye days, that's where I cut my first person shooter teeth on. That shows my age, I suppose.
No, not at all. Plus, if you pick odd job, that is technically cheating because the auto aim does not shoot him. So if you're doing that and you're picking odd job, shame on you. You should pick Jaws.
Yep.
So time for a sip of wine. And by the way, I've been drinking long before this live stream started, so I'm well chuffed. I want you to think.
It's a great idea to get sloshed and then get on the internet. Like, I'm just going to say that.
Right?
Nothing possibly could go wrong. I do it often. That's why I hide my streams.
Yep. Well, this is me taking a toke of some illicit substances. Because, as my first live stream, there's no way I was going to do this sober. All right, where were we?
First person shooters are Chad Alpha, bro.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, he doesn't like that woke shit with stories and people that aren't white and straight, which, you know, fine. That's your preference. But he's got a whole YouTube channel devoted to that. And he knows that his followers are incel, fucking, you know, Jordan Peterson listening 4chan rejects who are just going to sign up for his shit because he uses the same half a dozen buzzwords that they love to hear. You know, woke, Giga Chad, alpha male, girl boss, fucking troon, gay, libtard shit. Like I have in my last video, and you said you saw it. So let me ask you, what did you think of the supercut that I did? Because all I had to do was watch 2 videos of his to come up with that supercut, because that's how often he uses his buzzwords.
Yeah, like I said, it made me want to rip my hair out. Not because of your skill and your editing, but because of the content itself.
Right.
But I have a sick fetish for that kind of crap. So I'll watch your shit all day long because you find the worst of the worst and you bring them to light for the rest of us. And when I think like Frank Turek and all these bigger names, they can't get worse than that. Here comes Korok, fucking rocking the fucking. He's like, oh, hold my beer, fuckers.
Yeah, and that's my favorite catchphrase: is there is no worst, only worse, because that's all I found. So yeah, every time you say, "Oh, this guy's a fucking douchebag," I'm like, have you seen this guy? Because wow,
yeah. So. Yeah, there's that.
so yeah. Again, he reviews video games and he made his own video game. So I was like, this is very curious. I would love to see what an anti-woke, anti-troon, anti-LGBTQ guy comes up with when he has free reign. Like there's nobody over his shoulder. He's just going to make a video game, right? So
please tell us that you have it.
So, well, that's complicated. Because I got blocked from him on Twitter when I noticed that the link that he put on his profile page led to a dead link, like error 404, not found. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're selling a video game. How did you provide me with a dead link? What the fuck is this? That's when I got blocked. So he was trying to make hay out of the fact that Steam and other video game platforms would not launch his stuff and not support it, because not only, and I'll get into this later, the gameplay is dog shit, but the story is even worse. And just to give you a little teaser, his daughter, his real life daughter, is in the game and she's being trafficked.
Oh my god, dude. What
Yeah,
what's that fucking movie that just came out? Like where the person was saving the trafficked kids? Is it kind of like that now? Is that the storyline
kinda, but more like if Liam
with Duke
Neeson.
Nukem?
Well, let's say Liam Neeson actually wrote the script to Taken. It'd be like, what the fuck is going through your head, dude?
Like, how do we know it's his real life daughter? Like, he actually said, "This is
Because
my daughter," and then she's in
yes,
my video game.
he uses his real life daughter's name.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh, the poor girl's name is, I think, Lena. And so, all right, let's start at the basics. All right, have you ever played? And you're close to my age, so have you ever played Smash TV or
Yep.
Spy Hunter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in Spy Hunter, you're in a car and there's other cars chasing you and blah blah blah. All right, picture that same kind of graphics, only you're in a school bus and you can fire in 3 directions. And instead of cop cars, what's following you are giant black tanks marked LGBTQ that shoot STDs at you. They shoot STDs at you.
What do the STDs look like?
They're little green pills marked STD.
Oh, okay,
And
like Dr.
yeah,
Mario.
yeah, exactly. And once you get to a certain level, they start firing literally AIDS at you, and they're like little
Holy
red
fuck!
pills marked AIDS.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, that's how it starts. That's the gameplay, how it starts. So,
I can't understand why this is a dead link. Like he should be making
what the
millions.
hell? Right? How is he not ranking it in? So yeah, it starts with a bus spy hunter fight on a road versus the anti woke Troon Brigade with STDs, and then eventually you get into kind of an RPG like top down Final Fantasy look. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the original.
Yeah, except when you walk into a door, you don't walk in, you just clip through the door.
Oh, that's cool. That's convenient. It's like Jesus.
Yeah, because this is made 100% by AI and spite. So,
This is fueled by spite. That's gonna be his opening screen with
yes.
like the PlayStation 1 sound effect.
So what you find out through the backstory is you are a janitor in the school where your daughter goes, and she's 10 years old. And all of your tasks in the video game are just to mop up messes. And that's the gameplay. So you clip through the doors, you find a mess, you clean it up, you're a janitor. Yeah. And that's besides the bus shooting mechanic, that's the gameplay. And so you have to talk to everybody. And there are parodies of Hassan Abi and Mighty Keef and a few other people that obviously he has like on an enemies list somewhere where he's just like waiting to murder these people in real life, but he put them in their video game instead. So you go through the story, and eventually he's looking at a gay pride parade that's going through the city and takes over the whole thing because, of course, they do, because that's what the gays do. They're here for the gay agenda.
Yeah,
And they're
it's
going
part
to
of the
wipe it out.
agenda. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the bus that has a bunch of 10-year-olds on strip poles, and this is why I'm really glad that we had the little before time to talk about sharing my screen and stuff like that, where I could show images. I can't show these images where they're getting blocked from YouTube because in the video game we see 10-year-olds on stripper poles.
Well, to be fair, is it like 8-bit block things that you can't even tell, or what?
Well,
Is it? Did he put extra attention into these ones?
okay. Let me paint a picture for you. Did you ever get Custer's Last Stand on the Atari?
No, but is it online with like Oregon Trail or something?
Kind of. Well, no. All right. So in Custer's Last Stand on the Atari, it's 8-bit. All right. So you have to picture an Atari game, and you're Custer, and you're naked, and you got a big old dick, and you got to walk across a barrage of arrows to get to the naked, tied up woman Indian who's tied to like a cactus, and you got to fuck her until the arrows come, and then you got to leave, and then you got to come back and dodge the arrows, and then you got to fuck her some more. All right, picture that, but made by AI.
Okay, I'm picturing it. I can't even believe that's on Atari. What the hell? This is news to me.
Actually, it was called Custer's Revenge.
He's coming back for seconds.
Right. I mean, if you're gonna actually compare the two games, I would say Custer's Revenge is actually better because the story and the gameplay and the collision detection was stronger than what you'll see in this video game. But anyway, so Jesus. The backstory is that, all right, you're a janitor working at the school where your 10-year-old daughter goes, and your the game tasks are, hey, there's a mess in the gym, go clean it up, and you see a pile of puke and you mop it up. That's it. That's literally the gameplay. That doesn't involve all the RPG elements where you talk to all the NPCs and like figure out what's going on next to further the story. So like the only thing that you're doing when you're not in a bus shooting at the black LGBTQ tanks is mopping up vomit like in the science room.
Is there even any like treasure mechanics where you can like mop it up and then you find the antidote to AIDS or something?
Dude,
Or
that's light years beyond this kind of gameplay.
That's
Dude,
too much. Okay.
Yeah. That would require.
Because yeah, like as a power-up booster, like you'd want at least a couple of AIDS vaccines, so when they shoot pills at you, you take a couple hits, you don't just die.
That only exists in the battle gameplays. So like in the RPG gameplays, whatever happens is completely separate. Oh, and there's a special thing when you find computer glitches in the messes that you have to clean up. It's Flappy Bird, but with like more degenerate shit, and that's it. So you're a microchip trying to go through the whatever, and it's you know what Flappy Bird is, right?
Oh yeah, the most annoying game ever.
Yeah. So you got tanks in the shape of school buses versus the LGBTQ tanks. Then you got the RPG elements of being in a school with your 10-year-old daughter, and then you got Flappy Bird so far.
So what year do you think, or do you know what year this is made? Is this recent? Like
this year? It's current.
Oh, this is hot off the press.
Yeah. Like when he said he was going to release it, and then he didn't, and then I called him out on it, and then he blocked me, and then he released it, but only after he went to bitch about, oh, Steam isn't releasing my thing because they're a bunch of woke fucking cucktard liberal blah blah blah, you know, like all the anti-troon, anti-woke, you know, buzzwords. Yeah, it wasn't because your game is dog shit. It's because the wokerati is trying to cancel you, right?
Yeah, that's the obvious answer, of course.
Yeah.
It's everybody else's fault. It's never your own.
So yeah, when I pointed out, hey, you can actually release this yourself. In fact, you decided you would, but it leads to a dead link. Where's your video game? And that's when he blocked me. But he also released it. So I have footage from people who have played this game going, wait, what the fuck? What is this? And it ranges from like there's a spectrum. There's people who are just 100% what the fuck, and the people who are already on his side, like trying to make excuses, but at the same time going, wait, what am I even looking at? This is your daughter, man. What?
It's too bad for his own audience. That's pretty bad.
Right. So
do we have a review from his daughter? She's like, 5 stars. Daddy did a good job.
Yeah.
I really hope the AIDS pills.
All right, if there is an account on YouTube with her name on it, she's only 10, so he's definitely managing it.
We hope.
Oh God, we got to call CPS, and we haven't even got to the best part. Okay, so there comes the time in the game where the janitor, Chad, Alpha Gigamale, is standing on a roof looking at this pride parade, and he sees his daughter as a 10-year-old stripping on a stripper pole in front of the Pride Parade because she's been forced to.
She's been kidnapped by the woke mob. That makes
But not
sense.
kidnapped. No, like just indoctrinated through
Oh,
wokeism in her school. So she wants to participate because that's the natural order of things. All LGBTQ people are trying to get, 10-year-old kids to act like them.
I, I have questions here. Doesn't he work at the school mopping up vomit?
Yes.
Why isn't she in the school? Like, who's vomiting that he has to mop this stuff up?
Oh, there's vomit and shit and puke and all kinds of things everywhere. That's like your main that's 80% of the gameplay that isn't the RPG element.
I'm trying to figure out the storyline though. So there's so much puke and vomit that all the kids already went home to the Pride Parade that he had to stay late and mop that shit up.
No, well, that's all right. That's too much world building for this. Okay.
Okay, I'll bring down my expectations. Sorry.
You're mopping all this up while all the kids are in school, and then you get to the cutscene once you've mopped up all the puke that just takes you to the Pride Parade. Okay.
And he's shirtless on the roof with a tear rolling down his cheek, and an American Eagle
Yes.
flies by, and he's like,
with
"I got it."
with his Mexican friend, because he's not racist, so he has a Mexican friend.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised he got the job there. Like he's
So after seeing his daughter being forced to dance on a stripper pole as a 10-year-old in a Pride Parade, he goes fucking maniac. And in the school, he's got a John Wick level of ammunition underneath the floorboards, right?
Hold on, I was laughing. So I was muted. So we're talking about like a stockpile of ammunition and guns inside of a school by the janitor.
Yes. The
Okay.
janitor is also John Wick, and he keeps his arsenal in the school.
I'm so trying not to story build here. Like I'm actively forcing myself to not profile this guy.
Oh my god. You're gonna want to call CPS. You're gonna want to check his browser history after I'm done telling you all about this. So, all right. Before he goes John Wick, though, he stumbles into a private back room where there's and this is why I can't share my screen, but I will describe it to you. I'm looking at it right now. All right. He goes into the secret room, and he's in front of like Batman Dark Knight. He's got all the screens of all the phones in all the city, right? He's got all these screens in front of him. You know what I'm talking about?
On a janitor's salary? No, stop it, BS. Stop it.
Well, no, the janitor stumbled into the secret room in the school.
Oh, it's not his bat cave. It's another.
Yeah, no, there's a whole other bat cave that he just stumbled upon, and the door is just open. So he walks in, and what he sees are thousands of screens of little girls. One is just staring at the screen. One, and I'm just describing exactly what I see right now. One is changing her shirt. One is taking a bath. One is taking a shower. One is like just primping for the screen. And he's looking at all these underage girls in this state of undress, one of which is his daughter.
This is quite the plot twist. like I don't even know what to make of it. I'm trying to figure out who's safer in this. Do we find out whose room this is?
I'm going to pause and just.
It's the vice principal. It's always the vice principal, of course.
I'm just taking a puff from my pipe because I'm not prepared to continue at this moment.
Yeah, my problem is I'm trying too hard to make it make sense, and I shouldn't be. I should just be like, I should have taken acid or something before we did the stream, and then just went with the flow.
That's your problem right there. Oh God! All right, let me bring it back. I got to bring the thing back up. Okay, so he sees this child pornography thousands of screens. And that's when he goes John Wick and he pulls out his arsenal. And we get another bus scene where he's destroying the liberal tanks and they're firing STDs at him. And eventually he comes to like this huge compound where thousands of children are being held in cages, the chief of which is his daughter. And she's dressed up in a white gown to be like a bride. And she's to be presented before the main soy boy, liberal cuck, whatever. And he's like, I will taste your juices. Now,
Oh my God.
let me ask you, do you have children?
Yeah.
Okay. What world would you have to live in where you would design a video game where the antagonist says he's going to taste your daughter's juices?
I don't think I'd live in any world where that happens. That's like a actual impossibility.
Okay.
But you know, I don't have 250,000 subs, so I can't directly
Right.
speak to his experience.
You're
But-
not big time enough, bro. Man, if you had
Yeah.
more subscribers, maybe you'd understand that grind mindset.
Yeah, that you know, people are just commodities, and money's what it's all about. So, like, I get it. He's trafficking ideas of trafficking children, and it's
Right.
yeah.
But
But-
here's where I can't figure it out, because knowing what I know of his history, he used to be for equality until he realized his bread was buttered on the other side. So either he made this video game thinking that that's what the right wing wanted to see and would pay money for, or he really believes that that's what the left represents. And I'm really stuck trying to figure out what side he's on.
Here's a third option. Maybe it's neither. Maybe this is just a personal fetish of his.
Well, your words, not mine, but yes.
Maybe it's not so macro, because maybe now you're the one who's doing too much story building to this.
Oh Lord. So yeah, I'll bring you to an email exchange that we had recently where I was just taunting him to see if I could bait him into a debate, because I'd love to be able to ask him these kinds of questions. But he said, yes, my anti-pedophile game about how they are subhuman is actually about me being a pedo. Checks out. But again, atheists don't think pedophilia is objectively wrong.
I think it's subjectively wrong, and that's all I need to think. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've had this over and over with people. Yeah, it's morals are subjective, and I don't think child trafficking is a good thing. That's what I think. Tell me what your pitch is for it. And apparently there's a whole fucking video game about it, trying to warn of the dangers on the level of reefer madness. But at the same time, when you're the protagonist, it's very much, yep, this is what happens. Like, what the hell? How do you make that?
the objective morality card is getting tiresome. Just ask him, can we both agree subjectively that we think this is wrong? You know, like, why do we have to appeal to a standard outside of ourselves if we're the ones managing our own behavior?
Well, you have no basis for that understanding, so you can't even say that.
Yeah, fucking idiots. Fucking goddamn.
And yet I do say that. Like, I'm saying that. How are you telling me I'm not saying that?
Yeah, if he just says, that's your opinion, bro, we're like, well, do you share that opinion with me? Is it something we can agree upon? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, make the case. That's the thing. Make the case. So, okay. So his child is to be the bride in the child prison, and he goes ape shit and takes off his shirt, and he's got all of his John Wick, machine guns and everything, and he fights. I already asked you, right? You played Smash TV, right?
Yeah, I love Smash TV. That was a good one.
Right? Okay, classic. And I don't know if you played it in the arcade game because the Nintendo version was shit, but in the arcade, you only had 2 joysticks, right? On the left side, it shows how you moved, and on the right side, it shows how you shoot. So you could shoot up while you're moving down. And I was like, this is fucking amazing, right?
Yeah, that's the old Oregon Trail buffalo hunting mechanics too.
Yeah. So picture that. Only whenever you shoot, whatever direction you shoot, you're still facing the way that you were walking.
So you can only shoot straight.
if you no, it'll still shoot bullets. So if you're walking down, but you're shooting up to get away from the bad guy while continuing suppressing fire, you will be facing down, but the bullets will be coming out of your ass.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, he couldn't even master Smash TV graphics, even though this was 100% generated by AI. So
He couldn't figure out how to make a guy walk backwards.
No, not at all.
Okay.
So the gameplay is like Smash TV, but if it was made by Hitler.
So speaking of Hitler, because we just brought him up earlier, like I give it 2 years until they start saying Hitler was trans. Like he already is an atheist. It's going to be like a very short time till he just becomes trans too.
Right. Or something like clearly he's covering or compensating for something, because this is all right. Let me just pause here because we haven't even gotten to the end. But so far, how you doing? Because I think from where I'm sitting, like I've just laid out a lot of layers of psychosis here, and I'm just curious to get your take on it.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Like I'm the type of person that likes bad movies and likes bad video games. So you're making me actually want to play this in a weird way, but not because just as for the experience sake, so I could be like, yeah, I played that. It was dog shit, but I played it.
Well, here's part of the problem, because I just today, like right before we started this, I went back to his website where he's hawking the video game himself for $10. And I've already seen plenty of people on YouTube who had a playthrough and they live streamed it or they had commentary. And I'm like, that's all I need for my B-roll when I do my next video. I don't need to actually play this, but let me see if I can do it. And it's down again. You can't actually purchase this right now, because when you go to the thing, it leads to another dead link.
I wish you weren't blocked and you figure out what this guy's going through. He probably keeps getting ratted on by people like, you need to take this shit down.
That's the other wrinkle, is that both the woke troon left and the right-wing followers of his came against this video, and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, okay, your daughter's been sex trafficked and forced to strip in a gay pride parade and she's only 10. Dude, like there's so many people, like, and I've gotten like DMs on Twitter from people who are against this guy, but also on his side because their YouTube channels are all about the woke left and how wokeism is destroying video games, et cetera, et cetera.
So he's so bad he's making them look bad, kind of thing.
Exactly. They're like, oh, I gotta draw a line in the sand, man. I don't know about this shit.
Yeah, he needs more Jesus in that video game. Okay, so his daughter's like the main victim. Is he the janitor, or is the janitor nameless and faceless or whatever?
No, the name of the game is Chad versus the Gay Nazis, and you are Chad, the father of Lena or Leona, whatever her name is. And yeah, you're and there's another cut scene where you talk to the ex-wife because she's got custody of the kid. And there's a whole thing with the woke literati who's governing the custody dispute, but he doesn't have enough social credit because he's anti-woke. So they're not going to let him see his daughter. And that's why he gets the whole janitor position so that he can see her at school. It's like a whole Mrs. Doubtfire situation, but with social justice workers.
Yeah, I'm sure he can't see his daughter. It has nothing to do with the cachet of weapons he has hidden at the grade school.
Did you put 4 AK-47s in the floorboards of the gym? Like, we got to talk about this.
That's because he won't trans himself up. It's not the guns and the ammo at the school at all. This is like bordering on like school shooting territory. Like he's gonna mistake a target. He's gonna mistake a target, and then he's just gonna go on a rampage through the school with an AK, and then he's the hero in the situation, of course. What the fuck, dude?
Yes. That's exactly what happens. So his daughter gets spirited away to this prison, and he breaks in like John Wick, and he's all fucking Rambo'd out with bullet straps over his chest. And again, you know, he shoots bullets in opposite directions of where he's actually standing, but it doesn't matter. And then the woke like spider, what is it? The cacodemons or the octodemons, like you know, in Doom, where there's a brain on like a spider mechanical thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like,
okay, picture the brain is a fat black woman with nose piercings and a rainbow shirt that says, you know, woke brigade or some shit. And there's a sticker in her ear that says, I'm a furry. And she's on these like spider legs, right? That's the final boss.
this guy's going like 2 on the nose.
Right, again,
it's Mojo from the X-Men, but it's like Black Lady.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, I should have said that. Picture Mojo, but as a black woman. That's exactly what it is.
Of course. With the big old saggy nipples hanging out and everything.
Yep. And she's got bumper stickers that say, you know, coexist and I'm a furry and, you know, gay lives matter and all that shit and a rainbow. So again, you're firing in whatever direction, but your body doesn't face the direction the bullets are coming out of because the game is fucking dog shit. But
he's such a Chad that he shits bullets, though. That's how Chad he is.
Yeah, we'll accept that.
Go with that.
I mean,
yeah,
you know, make whatever.
We're trying to be not generous, charitable. You know,
well,
maybe...
here's where you can't make excuses because during the boss fight, if you go too far south on the map, you just stop moving. Like the map just, it's like you're in quicksand. Like as far as gameplay, you just have to avoid that part of the map because for no reason you'll clip into something and then you can't move and then you die.
So it's like a dead zone kind of thing.
Pretty much. But you know, there's nothing on the map that says why. It's just, oh, if you go here, you're going to glitch out.
I don't think it was planned personally.
No,
this is a hunch. Yeah, just a hunch.
Because even the people who are on his side who still sing his praises are like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Why is this happening? What's that? I can't move, and now I'm dead. Oh, this sucks. Anyway, I still love anti-woke bullshit. You know, like they'll still apologize for it, but when they're playing it, they're like, this was clearly a design error.
You know what a funny thing is, and this is kind of mutual to both sides of the political aisle, is that there's a lot of flack to modern day AAA games that they release too soon. You know, they put them out and they're like, we'll just buy the pre-release, whatever. We'll fix the bugs as we go. And it's not the good old days of actually getting a good game. I think he would probably be one that would critique that stuff, but now here he is doing the same type of thing where he's putting out a half-ass game. He's like, pay my $10, you know, and that's why it probably keeps going down over and over and over because he's like, oh, I got to fix the dead zone. Oh, I got to fix the fucking bullets coming out of my ass. Oh, I got to fix the fucking my daughter being in the game.
Like, well, okay, the first 2 things are just minor bug issues. The whole third thing that you mentioned, that's the entire plot. So
that's a feature.
Yeah, you need to make a new game, dude.
Uh-huh. Man, fucking Korak, why do you do this to me?
Well, you know, you wanted to talk about something, so here we are.
Might as well talk about sex trafficking, Duke Nukem.
I mean, well, okay. If there was ever a person who came into my sphere of influence spouting Christian nonsense and saying that I was Hitler and then investigating who they were and finding out all this shit, I was like, okay, let's compare the two. I'm an atheist and I'd never put my daughter in a video game about being sex trafficked. Here's a Christian who's very Christian and put his daughter in a video game about her being sex trafficked. Let's compare the two.
Yeah, I think you come out winning on that one.
Right. But I have no grounding for my objective morality. And yet I don't have my daughter being sex trafficked in a fucking video game.
Well, I mean, what standard are you saying that's bad? Correct.
I have no grounding to say that, so apparently I'm not allowed to say that.
No,
And
no, fucking. This is what pisses me off about the objective morality debate is that whoever subscribes to it, theists, they're selling out their own morality, and so it's like you have to give away your own morality, your own opinion on matters, to do what you think God wants you to do. And in this case, he thinks God wants him to make a video game about a janitor who has like a bunch of guns in a school, saving his daughter from sex traffic and tanks and AIDS pills and mojo as a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for the people who abdicate for personal responsibility. They keep leasing out their morality to external forces. Just own your own fucking morality, guys. Just say, I think this is wrong because I think this is wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
And that's why I hate engaging on Twitter, because unless you're going to actually meet me in an arena where we can talk live, where I can nail you down to your assertions and force you to answer questions, there's no point, because I'll say what you just said and lob it out there, and they'll come back with something completely nonsensical, and we just talk past each other. So unless it's in a live kind of space, there's no reason to engage, because he's just going to pivot to, well, you're just Hitler because you think subjective morality, and so did Hitler. And that's the end of the discussion, you know?
Yeah, if you can nail him down live and in public, that's the best way. It really doesn't make any difference. They rarely change, but I'm an advocate that people do change, because I'm an ex-Christian. I don't know if you're an ex-Christian, but people change their mind.
Not only an ex-Christian, ex-minister.
Yeah, I'm an ex-fundamentalist and studying to be a preacher, but I didn't make it the cut. I deconverted too soon.
Oh, wow.
All that studying fucking made me realize, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, I was raised Methodist and went to a Lutheran college, and then as an adult preached as an evangelical minister. And so, yeah, my last tenure as a Christian was mainly preaching fire and brimstone, and how those who don't join our church aren't in the kingdom.
Yeah, sounds about par for the course for me too. We were the only church to be saved. Yeah. But that's what's funny, because even in the Christianity debate, like, oh, where do you ground your morality? You have like progressive Christians grounding their morality in God, and fundamental Christians grounding their morality in God, and they come away with different answers. So it doesn't really do any good anyway.
Right. So
like
yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna say I have a really good progressive Christian friend who's a YouTuber, and she's pro gay, pro trans. She's all about the lefty politics, but she integrates it into Christianity because God is love. If you haven't heard.
Yeah.
But I mod for her channel, and I have to usually not fight away the atheists. I have to fight away the fundamental Christians going in there and fucking saying shit to her. She's received death threats from him and shit. I'm like, you sure you want to be a Christian anymore? There's plenty of room over here on the atheist side. I don't think we'll fucking send you death threats, or I don't know. I can't speak for all of us, but
yeah, no, I've got friends still on that side of the fence where it's like all of the violence is coming from one side. Like there's nothing on this side of the fence where we would welcome you with open arms. It's fine.
Yeah, it's almost as ironic as the Islam meaning peace. Islam means peace. It's the religion of peace, and it's like, do we live? I am a staunch absurdist. I think we do live in an absurd universe at times, where black is white and white is black sometimes. But some of the stuff's too on the nose, where it's like, come on now, can we try a little harder to not project so much? Like,
I never would have expected you're an absurdist when I first heard your theme song, which, if I could do a quick impression,
Yeah, shocking, right? You get what you get with me. I ain't saying the opposite.
well, that's why I was kind of initially attracted, but not in that way. Just as a YouTuber, like, oh, this guy obviously doesn't give a fuck, and he's just low rent. I'm gonna do what I do, and that's what I do. So I was like, yeah, let me reach out to this guy because we're both fucking troglodytes, little pimples on the ass of YouTube, trying to make a difference, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big advocate. We need more funny atheists. Like, there's
Yes.
too many ex preachers who want to be cult leaders still of the atheist side. Like, we need fucking funny guys who make shit
Okay.
laugh.
As much as I appreciate like Seth Andrews and Forrest Valkai and Matt Dillahunty, there's zero showmanship there. Like they could put on a fucking show, like a Bill Nye Science Guy, big ass show, but instead they take calls and they say what they say, which is totally fine. That's their niche. It's great.
Yeah.
But if they had like 10% more production value and a modicum of like stage dressing,
Of Riz.
holy shit. Yes, a little bit more Riz. That's all we need.
Yeah. There's a couple of us out here that are trying to entertain the folks still, but a lot of it's education. Yeah. Education. I try to educate too, but entertain is my priority.
Which is why I'm sure that. Oh, and for anybody listening, B.S. Lewis and I are collaborating on a song project called Possum God, and it's going to be funny. And here's what I picture. There's plenty of Christians who'll be like, "Oh, you fucking cringe. That's cringe is bullshit. You cringe." And it's like, yeah, like the way Lonely Island was cringe. Like we're not trying to be cool. Christians are trying to be cool when they sing rap in church or do a parody of Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. Like that's fucking cringe. We know this is cringe because singing about religion is automatically cringe, but we're embracing it.
Yeah, there's a difference between the Christian bands that try to be serious and steal from the secular worldview, and then the ones that are the atheists who would be a lonely island like me and you, who fucking have showmanship, we fucking lay down the beats, and we know we're being cringe, but we're still better than they are at fucking when they're taking it seriously.
Right? Because we're not serious. That's the whole point. Like you are seriously talking about afterlife and hell and heaven and the blood of Jesus, and you said it to the tune of Billie Jean. Which, have you heard the lyrics from Billie Jean? Do you understand what you're parodying there? And I say this as a person who was raised in the church, and when my musical fruits of the spirit gifts were revealed by God, I was preaching at a very young age and performing at the church at an even younger age. So by the time I was in my teenage years, I was writing Green Day and Meatloaf and every other thing on the pop stations for church. So I was doing that shit. I know what fucking cringe is.
So that's translated well into your current hobby here. Because cringe is funny. It's that fine line, you got to walk it, so many memes that are fucking viral and popular are popular because they're cringe. They're funny, like Chill Daddy. Fucking, oh, I can't get a Chill Daddy. Fucking super cringe. What the hell is even that? Chill Daddy.
That's the thing. If it makes somebody laugh, that automatically gets me out of the cringe category because I'm not here to try to be cool. I'm just here to make people laugh. So if it's comedic, great. Like someone like what the hell was that guy that Project Veritas? You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of. It sounds familiar.
That James O'Keefe. That was the guy.
Oh, is he the investigative guy or whatever?
Yes, the guy who shut down Acorn with his fake pimp video. Okay.
Yep.
So when he made a music video that was trying to make him look cool, and I'm like, okay, I would shoot that ironically and not try to make like there's no cool. I'm in my 40s. I'm not gonna be cool. I'm not gonna appeal to the youth, but I know comedy, and so I will be self-deprecating, but not trying to be like, oh, I'm the coolest motherfucker out here. No, if we're gonna do a rap song like you and I are in the middle of working on, it's gonna be Lonely Island. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be the main character who's just, oh, I'm fucking look at my drip. No, I'm wearing a tent because look at my drip is ironic, and you motherfuckers don't even understand that.
I couldn't even speak the lingo of today's youth, so I don't even know. I have kids, and they're always constantly teaching me what Riz and drip and all this shit is, and I'm like, I would be the Michael McDonald of fucking modern day rappers. You find me on
Well,
Yacht Rock Radio.
I'll share this with you. I learned. Do you know what skibbity means?
Oh, I have actual video about that. Yeah, I have a skibbity BS. I did a short.
Okay, nice. Well, I just learned that skibbity means bad, and I'm like, okay, I had no idea. I'm glad that I know that now. So skibbity is bad.
Yeah, I did. Have you watched the? That's a side tangent. We don't want to go down. One thing is funny is like, do you ever watch that South Park episode where Cartman teaches some of his friends how to make Christian songs?
Oh my god, yeah, when he forms a Christian band.
Yeah, and then like Token is his bass player.
Okay, you don't know this, but with some friends of mine and I started a Rumble channel where we are going to be unapologetically just pro Trump, and all we're going to do is read Wikipedia articles but make them sound sinister, and we're going to see if that garners some kind of following on Rumble, because the bar for entry is very low.
Yeah, that's a good thing though, right? Because I need a
Yeah.
low bar to get in there.
Oh shit! If I was making $100,000 a month like Tim Pool from Russian oligarchs, I'd be like, "Yeah, Daddy, let me talk about. Yeah, Trump is fucking awesome. Easy."
Yeah, but why I brought up the South Park thing is because the whole method to Cartman's madness in the episode was just make a bunch of love songs and substitute like baby or honey or love with Jesus.
With Jesus.
And that works. I start listening to that like when I hear Christian music, Christian rap, whatever, and it's like, yeah, this could be an R&B song I can sing to my lady, but it's just to Jesus. it's
Body
the
of
formula.
Christ coming on me, body of Christ coming on me, body of Christ coming on Jesus. Yeah, dude. They love that shit.
Yeah. So it's funny.
All right, I'm taking another marijuana. It's about that time. So, okay. Have we covered all of Andy Pants? Is there more I need to go into on this guy? Or where did I leave it?
Do you have any hints on why he's called Andy Pants? That sounds like it's that fucking gayest children. It sounds like Steve from Blue's Clues or something.
I have no
Hey,
idea.
kid. Hi, kiddos. I'm Andy Pants. And then he makes a fucking pedo game. It's getting sus.
I see Nick and Julie and Tara in the romper room. It's Andy Pants.
Yeah, it's like, we have a clue. Let's look under the floor. It's an AK-47.
That's another South Park reference. I'm getting a raging clue.
Yeah.
There's a big clue over here.
But Andy Pants would probably be one of the last names I picked for myself. That's pretty bad.
I mean, I'm assuming his name is Andy in real life because he's so prosaic. Of course it is. But Andy Pants, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Gary Paris says it sounds like he was wedgied in school.
Oh, I remember now. So okay, once you beat the woke troon goblin thing in the game, there's another chase scene where it's Spy Hunter but with a school bus and worse graphics, and you shoot the AIDS dispensing LGBTQ tanks and right off into the sunset as a tornado swipes them all up. and your daughter asks you, "Oh, are you going to make the bad men pay?" And he's like, "Yes, of course I will, honey." So it's a happy ending, and as his daughter still in her bridal dress is sitting next to her father as they ride into the sunset together and alone.
On a motorcycle or on an
Oh, in the
eagle?
bus, in the battle
Oh,
bus, dude.
oh, it's still in the bus. Where the fuck
Yeah.
did tornado come from? What a lazy plot
Oh,
device.
there's just a fucking tornado. Like, fuck you. What are you, woke?
Did he pray for it or at least something like that? Like,
No, no, it just appeared and took all the
hmm.
anti-woke helicopters out of the sky. Like, what, what are you trying to
What?
get at?
Yeah, why I keep setting my expectations so I have no idea.
You're trying
It
to
took,
world build, man. The world's already built. What are you doing?
it took him off to Oz with the Munchkins, and everybody's happy.
So, so when we talked about this offline, you were like, "I can't wait to see what you come up with." I was like, "I got something." So, on the scale, like you've encountered Christians, you've debated them, you've made videos about them. What's your take on Mr. Andy Pants here, given what I've presented?
As a Christian, I would say he's fully evangelical. Like for sure, I would like some of the Christians I talked to would probably say like, we don't own that guy. Like he's not one of us. Uh, but
Yeah, no one
like
wants to claim him.
yeah, his own audience doesn't want to claim him. It's like that's too far, bro. Well, a little less your daughter and a little more Jesus.
Right. So let me go to, where is it? That was the Andy Pan. All right. Do you want to? Oh, where is it, man? Let me. Just trying to bring this up on Twitter, and it's taken a long time. There was a guy. Where is he? The guy Destructor. Okay, this guy was really nice to me, and he came out of the blue. I did not contact him. He contacted me.
Okay.
And he started talking about how Andy's a pedo, but Andy calls everybody a pedo that doesn't agree with him. And Destructor, I did not know this, is a fellow right-wing, anti-woke, anti-troon, video game guy. So we're just talking, and he's like, "Are you going to take down Andy Pants?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like the guy. Here's what's going to go on." So he sends me all these video clips of his interactions with
Wait.
him.
Yeah. I was just imagining that there was an S in that. Like, are you going to take down Andy's pants? Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I heard that right. You're going to take down Andy's pants.
My video is called Pantsing Andy, so it's part of the theme. Sure.
There you go. He just opens himself up for it. Fuck.
Right? And he walks into it. Just, God damn it. So, all right. So this guy Destructor is talking to me, and he's very nice. And then I'm like, "So what do you do?" And he's a YouTuber too. I go to his YouTube channel. He's exactly like Andy Pants, but he draws the line at putting his daughter in a child porn video game. That is the only difference. Where'd you go? Am I muted?
I'm still here. Did I lose you?
No.
Nope. I'm there.
We're good. So yeah, like if you're talking about like chimps share 99% of our DNA or whatever, like he is the human and Andy Pants is the chimp, where the only difference is I didn't put my daughter in a child trafficking video game.
Yeah, it's the evolution of politics, so that's good. Good on you, Destructor. Way to stand up for the morals.
But like in my mind, I'm like, okay, we agree on that. We don't need to talk about that. But in this video, you said that all atheists are faggots. So let's talk about that maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's the small wins. We gotta go with the small wins. Can't expect to knock it out of the park all at once.
Yeah. And are you?
I try not to keep my expectations high, except for when it comes to this video game. I apparently kept them higher than I should have. But
It's like Assassin's Creed, but if it was terrible.
Yeah.
So are you active on Twitter at all?
No, I try to steer clear of social media. Like YouTube is my only vice, except for Discord, but that's only mainly to like DM folks and stuff.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Because
I would go insane if I was on Twitter. Honestly, I probably would.
oh yeah, I feel like, well, I'm a smoker as well, so I feel like as a smoker slash Twitter user, I'm looking at a younger person going, "Don't even start. It's
Yeah,
just a bad game.
yeah, it's just designed to get you hooked.
That's where it starts, and 20 years from now, you'll be regretting every decision since."
Yeah. So that's one of the good decisions I've made throughout my life. I think is not. Never had a Facebook when that was popular. I got sucked into YouTube because I love atheist YouTube content. That's like I'm a sucker for that crap.
Yeah.
So I
No, I'm,
reflect that in my videos. I have all kinds of cameos that aren't always warranted, but I have people pop in and pop out all the time just because I'm a fan of YouTube atheism.
nice. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I cut my teeth on a lot of the atheist experience stuff from back in the day, and all the iterations since. I kind of see it like the Daily Show. It made the Colbert Report last week tonight with John Oliver, and like it's just kind of a kingmaker, and it had all these offshoots which provide a lot of content and a lot of discussion and learning how to deal with theist assertions. And it's been a great tool for me to kind of follow. But now, I'm stuck on Twitter, which is where a lot of my content gets generated, because these assholes come to me and tell me I'm Hitler, and then I'm like, okay, well, that's that's going in the act, man. That's a bit. Thank you.
Well, that's the good thing about it. You can content farm forever. Like, right? There's never going to be a
Oh yeah,
shortage of assholes on Twitter.
right. And that goes both ways, because there's so many engagement farmers on Twitter that are just 10,000 times a day. Jesus is Lord, and that's it. But they have 4 million subscribers because every day they say Jesus is Lord. So it's really easy to farm up that kind of content. So the second I poke my finger in it and go, "Hey, you're a piece of shit," wow, the reaction is swift.
Yeah. It's it with the people that are like the Christ is King people, or the people that have to wear the merch, on their hats and on their shirts and stuff. I just think at a point it's so they don't forget, because it's like, why would you constantly need to remind yourself that Christ is Lord if you worship him? Like, I don't agree with you. I don't give a shit. Your fucking shirt's not going to change my mind.
Right?
Like, your daily Twitter post isn't going to be like, oh fuck, I didn't get it for the last 375 times, but now it just sunk in.
Well, that so reminds me of my time as an evangelical. It was like, oh shit, I didn't wake up praising Jesus. I forgot. Fuck. Am I still saved? What do? I gotta pray. I gotta pray right now.
Yeah, if you had a hat, you would have seen it in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth, and you wouldn't have forgot.
Well, that's why I wrote the song. Every day I walk with Jesus, and it's just Monday in the morning I walk with Jesus. Tuesday afternoon I walk with Jesus, and we just do this for like 10 minutes, man, and it gets insane.
See, the Christian stuff works on kiddie songs too. That's good. Not only love songs, but you can also substitute with the wheels on the bus.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
still works.
Which, by the way, if you're listening and if you're participating in the chat, thank you. I'm trying to pay attention to the chat as we're talking. I'm doing a few things at a time, but I see that there are participants, and I thank you for joining us tonight on the live chat. I was going somewhere with this. Oh yes, B.S. Lewis and I are collaborating on a song, more like a rap song about the possum god. And our God is actually a possum god. It's going to be a lot of fun when we release it. And if you know what Lonely Island is, you can be charitable in our delivery of it, because we're not trying to be that serious, but at the same time deliver entertainment. And yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's a fun little ditty. It'll have you bop in your head for sure. It gets stuck in my head. I'm like, hurry up, correct, fucking finish your part. I want to fucking blast this in my truck.
well, I'll tell you when you sent me the instrumentals, I was like, um, why don't you know what you write the lyrics you're gonna write, and because like I didn't know quite where to take just the instrumentals, but then you sent me your vocals, and the first thing you said was "Yo, Korak," and I was like, oh shit, we're going to the Lonely Island. I know exactly what I'm doing now.
I was muted. I was choking them behind the camera. Yeah, it's a fucking Christian rap song. So I think it's supposed to be cringe, like a
Yes.
mocking Christian rap song.
And what I already have prepared, like the fallout from it. If somebody's like, "Oh, that's fucking cringe," I'll be like, "Let's post it next to the TikTok jump Christian versus Billie Jean Christian." Like these are people in mega churches, okay? So they had a budget 10 million times the size of ours.
Yeah.
And they
Sorry,
produced
we're not
this.
oceans, bro. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, in my little studio where I can only record between the hours of 12 p.m. and 4 a.m. before my neighbor's rooster starts crowing, yeah, this is what we're able to produce.
yeah, I think you're underselling it. I think like that's good though, because I like underselling. Once it comes out,
Oh yeah,
it's like,
well, I'm working the refs.
yeah, it'll be like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is Billboard style shit. We're gonna be the next Justin Bieber's.
Yeah.
hopefully,
in,
hopefully not.
in certain circles.
Yeah, I had to reconsider that after I said it. I was like, wait, there probably was a better choice. Oh.
Oh god, that's awesome.
So how do you feel the first stream experience has been going? You think you can get into this? We expect to see more from Korak live.
This has been okay. What's interesting is I'm used to Twitter live spaces, so this would be the point where we open the mics and we get perspectives from other people, and people have been chatting, which is nice. But like this would be the part where I open it up to conversation, and there's no other conversation, so it's just you and me on the dais, and this it's fine. I can carry it. I'm a performer. I'm used to how this works when you're just taking the spotlight. But yeah, how do you generate conversation from the people you're trying to interact with on a space like this?
It's up to you if you want to open it up for a dumpster fire. You just throw that little linky link in the chat, and then anybody who wants it can come in. But
Oh wow, okay.
that's a you call. Like I'll do different formats whenever I stream. Sometimes I'll just do a single solo video review. Sometimes I have a one-on-one conversation. I've had a couple debates. And sometimes when I'm feeling froggy, I just say, fucking come on in, bitches. We're going to fucking burn this shit down tonight.
Cool. All right. So if I take the link from the thing and then post it in the comments, anybody can jump in.
You put it in the comments and it's open game. So you better think twice before you do it. But
oh God, no, I'm going to roll those dice because, all right, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I got to take a quick bathroom break. I need to refill my glass. So, all right, once I put this in the comments, anybody can join in, but they're still backstage, right? Like I have to bring them up. Is that how it works?
Yeah, and you got to watch out for the porn bombers. That's mainly the thing. Because you never know if you bring someone up if they're just going to start flashing a dink in it.
All right.
That's just,
yeah.
Yeah. It's, it's normal Friday night.
I'm assuming that it's mostly likewise people who don't want to have their Baba Booey moment. But all right, so I'm going to throw this in the chat, and then I'm going to take a quick break and leave it up to BS to carry the show for the next couple of minutes. And then we're going to see who the fuck shows up. So here we go. So
there it is. If you want it pinned, you got to go on YouTube to pin it.
That's okay. All right. So I'm going to mute my mic for the next. Well, you know what? I'm not going to mute my mic. So I might just shout at you from across the room, but I'll be getting wine and I'll be back in a minute.
All right. All right, everybody. How's it going? BS Loose, if you guys don't know who I am, I do some cartoons and shit. Uh, Me and Korak have an affinity for the humor, so that's what's brought us together in this epic first stream here. Let me hear in chat. I don't have ability to highlight it, but let me know what you think about this first chat with Korak. He's not here. He's not listening, so you can be brutally honest. If you think he sucks or his co-host sucks, just put it out there. Let us know. And like you said, the StreamYard link's in there for when he comes back. If anybody wants to come in, if Andy Pants, if you're lurking, if you want to come in and challenge Korak, I will. I'll moderate this bitch. You know, I'm a fair, impartial moderator. I stick to an objective standard of moderation that I get from Satan. So, yeah. Gary Paris says, "How did I get to where I am?" I don't know if I'm anywhere special right now. Like Korox said, that we're both about 1,000 sub uh, YouTubers. I was a former Christian. I became an atheist. I owe a lot of my knowledge to YouTube atheism because I really just love the shit. And I couldn't take just being a commenter and a chatter. After a while, I had to get in there and actually start creating content. And I've been artistic my whole life, but I feel like it was a good release. It was a good outlet hobby. And so if you check my channel, BS Lewis, you'll actually see my whole evolution of animation because I'd never drawn an animation until I started the channel. So if you watch my first early stuff, you'll see me learning on the job. Get to my most modern video. The one I released last month was a video on CS Lewis because I went 4 years of the channel and I have never addressed that pile of crap. And people would always be like, "Well, BS Lewis, what's your problem with CS Lewis? Why you hate that guy? Why are you mocking him all the time?" And go watch my thing. You'll see it's because he's garbage. He's a garbage person, garbage apologist. And yeah, it looks like Kora's back and with some guests. So welcome back.
I have returned, and thank you, BS, for carrying that through my bathroom break. I dubbed thee a honorary bard, and that's partly why I like your channel because, like me, you've got some animated things, you've got video clips, you write some songs, and I'm like, yeah, this like you could describe both of us and not have any continuity errors. Like we do kind of a very similar thing.
Yeah, I think the main thrust of both our channels is comedy, whether it's in one form or another.
Yes, we're trying to bring showmanship to atheism. I think we can agree on that. So we have some new guests, and they are wonderful people that I love, admire, and adore. We have Dr. Scorpion the Bird and Canadian D joining us on my inaugural trip through the live stream of YouTube. Thank you for joining us, both of you. How are you this evening? And I know I'm addressing two people, so let's start with ladies first. Canadian D, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. This was a great show. Really, really good to meet you, BS the Lewis and Korak. It's always good to hear you. Yeah, nice to be here. Coming here, surprise, surprise from Canada, and I really enjoyed the show, and I had a lot of fun in the comment section. It was every once in a while, it kind of went on these little tangents, about uh, video games of days gone by when life was simpler, and also doing a lot of pukey faces on what we were hearing from what you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you.
And thank you for the microphone. It's nice to be a guest here. First time caller, long time listener.
Yes, you are live on YouTube in front of the entire internet. So thank you for joining us. And Doc Scorpion, thank you for joining us as well. And BS, if you don't know, I host a podcast called Ready to Rumble, where we plumb the depths of the best of the worst of Rumble. And Doc Scorpion is my co-host on that podcast.
Oh, well, welcome, Doc. How did I do as a substitute co-host?
Oh, you did great. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. No, it was great fun listening to you both. Yeah, I mean, I can echo what Dee said. Like just listening to this guy's the description of this guy's game. The only thought that kept rattling around my brain was just check his hard drive, send his hard drive to the FBI. Someone needs to look at his hard drive because God damn it, it just yeah. As the bard says, there is no worst, there is only worse. But God, this guy's got to be coming close, doesn't he? He's got to be coming close to the bottom, surely.
One would think, but okay, I can do worse. I can do worse than that. Are you ready for what's worse than that?
I'm not, but do it anyway.
It's a documentary. The guy documented his taken fantasy to the point where he abducted his own daughter so that he could videotape her in his own fantasy and sex trafficked her to be able to play the victim. Is that not worse? Are you not entertained?
Jesus
Are you joking or is this serious?
No, I just made up worse.
Okay,
Like I said,
I got it. I thought you were like saving the punchline for the end. I was like, oh my god.
no, that's why it's my catchphrase. There is no worst, only worse. So we can imagine worse, and that was worse.
All right, I got it.
God damn it.
Yeah, sorry. Well, you asked, so you know. There we are.
I will
Oh, look,
say.
I know.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry, Dee. I was going to say, we can only blame ourselves. I mean, we bring this upon ourselves. We come in, you know, we come in knowing that this is going to be a critique and a profile of a terrible person or persons, depending on the occasion. And so we only really have ourselves to blame when we find out that they are, in fact, terrible people. I mean, what do we expect? Sorry, Dee. Go ahead.
No, no worries. All I could think of is there's the fact that everything I'm hearing is disgusting and like mama bear rage, and I don't know, I was just feeling all sorts of visceral things. And then at the same time, also there's a part of my brain that's going, okay, wait, this is a fundamentalist Christian? like like there's just one little phrase, what would Jesus do? And I don't think any of that falls into that category. And then there's the other part where it's like, how many followers does he have? And am I more worried about this one stupid individual, or am I more concerned that he has that many followers? Like, what
Yeah.
what is happening?
But see, D, you actually raise in my brain a very good question, and BS, you may be able to answer this one. And that is, why is it that when people describe themselves as fundamentalist Christian, they're never describing themselves in terms of the fundamentals of Jesus, like um, clothing the naked and feeding the hungry? You know, it's always the Old Testament morality fundamentalist stuff, not the actual things that Jesus did, like tipping over tables and the tipping over the moneylenders' tables in the temple. Why is that?
Yeah,
Why do they always
surprisingly,
go the wrong fundamentals?
Jesus didn't have too much to say about pedo. And if we go to the Old Testament, it's actually probably closer to pro than against, considering that the age of marriage was probably early teens back then. So, unfortunately, like one of my catchphrases is, you can tell the fundamentals. You can tell the fundamentals of a religion by the fundamentalists. And so this is why I tend to think of myself as more of an anti-theist. I don't like religion. I'm not going to like tell people to stop believing at gunpoint, but I'm going to try to change their mind.
Right. Because well, that's the kind of the point of anti-theism is no, this is harmful. I will actively oppose it.
Yeah, because the fundamentalists are all the same. You can get it in Islam, you can get it in Christian. It's not like I'm just picking on the Christians all the time, because that's what they like to, their persecution complex flares up, and they're like, "Why don't you ever talk about Muhammad, you little pussy?" It's like, no, I wouldn't. I'm just not familiar with it as much.
Right. If I was raised in Sri Lanka, yeah, I'd probably have an anti-Muslim commercial or YouTube channel by now, because that's what I'd know. And I've studied enough of the Islamic faith to know. Okay, here's where it says bullshit. So let's debate about that. It's no different than I would engage a Christian, except I was steeped in Christianity, so I know a little bit more about the lore. But it's no different than me debating somebody about Lord of the Rings versus going, oh yeah, I know a little bit about Harry Potter. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the answer obviously is, we live in a culture where Christianity is the ascendant, not Islam. Therefore, Christianity gets most attention.
hmm
Right.
Um,
but to more directly address your question about the nice stuff Jesus said, I'm not of the opinion that he was a good moral teacher. I don't think, like, me and C.S. Lewis actually do agree on that point, because it's a mixed bag with him. You'll get some nice stuff like feed the hungry, clothe the naked, visit the prisoners, take care of the orphans and widows. But then you get
Right.
stuff like hate your family, and
Right.
you'll get stuff like bring all the non-believers in front of me and kill them with a sword.
Well,
yeah,
and,
And
and this is a bit of a tangent, but I just saw your C.S. Lewis video. Did he really believe that animals can't feel pain?
it's highly debatable. There's stuff that he's written that it sounds like he doesn't, or actually he empathizes with them. But then there's that quote I gave, which is him very much saying that they are lacking some sort of philosophical self, that they can actually feel pain, and it's our imaginations that are making something out of nothing.
Right. Like when we see a dog writhing on the ground that has a broken leg, we're just anthropomorphizing them rather than acknowledging that their bone is broken and they feel that pain. So, I mean, the main point that you made from that video is really good. Is like that's the time he was coming up as an author, and that's part of his worldview. I can't imagine anybody today thinking that like you could pull the wings off a fly or the legs off a spider and not understand that you were causing them pain. And yet back then, that was kind of the prevailing knowledge.
Unfortunately, it's still around. Like the Orthodox have that stance. I debate. I debate quite a few Orthodox where they'll just tell me I'm silly for thinking that animals can learn, that they have any smarts, that they feel pain, and it really is deeply rooted in the problem of evil, because they have to ignore their basic observations about nature and reality to make it fit that a good God also condones evil and is all powerful to stop it, but doesn't. And so they just erase reality as their consequence. Yeah, it's sad.
Well, damn.
yeah,
Well, and that
and
is something like what you said, Dr. Scorpion. That is something that I sit with a lot. Like, it's like, why is it that anyone that calls themselves, fundamentalists, there's a lot of terms that people use, like born again. Um, they use these identities that they have, that they align themselves with, and most of the time, the loudest ones are using it to explain why they hate people. Like, that just
yeah,
seems so antithetical to, like, that just makes no sense to me. Even on like the most basic level. I
yeah,
just, it, yeah, I don't know.
and that's
I don't
and
even know
that's
if they see their own hypocrisy.
well, I mean, no, and even if they did, it wouldn't stop them. Yeah, and BS, I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to imply that Jesus was a great moral teacher by my question, because you're right. Like there's beating fig trees to death because it doesn't have fruit out of season. I mean, that's hardly a good moral lesson. Even the good parts of what Jesus was saying, you got to be cherry picking super hard to only come away with good stuff. But yeah, it's just something I've always found interesting, that whenever anyone describes themselves as fundamentalist, it's like Dee said, they define themselves by what they get to hate on the basis of the worst of what their book says. It's an interesting phenomenon. I just yeah, as a yourself, you described yourself as a former fundamentalist. Just wanted to get your insights into why you think that phenomenon occurs. That it's always basing your
Oh,
fundamentalists are always basing themselves in the worst of what their book has to offer.
yeah, I get it now. I understand where your question was. I wasn't like getting offended or saying you're attacking or anything like that. I do get annoyed because there are even atheists out there who'd be like, well, yeah, Jesus was a good guy. You know, I don't think he's God. I usually push back on them when they say that. But as a former fundamentalist, you have to remember that you have the presuppositions that the book is never wrong and that the book is one story. It's not a contradictory mess. And so that's probably why, like, you have this Old Testament versus New Testament God or morality or whatever you want to say. And I think it's a personality thing, honestly. Like, the progressive Christians are just more loving, happy people. Like, they're more love, and the other ones are more kind of, I need rules and guidance. Like, they would do good in the military or something with their personality style. Other than that, I don't have any solid answer to that question.
Well, that's where I always, whenever I'm debating someone like that, I'm like, okay, why do you need somebody to dictate to you that murder is wrong? Like, I worked that out on my own. And when I tell that to people, they're like, oh, you're just like Hitler. I'm like, why? How did you not figure that out on your own?
Yeah, it's sad. That's what I was saying. There's uh, leasing out their morality, and that's one of the good things about deconverting and becoming an atheist is like I got to actually take ownership for my own morality. And I guess that could be scary if you feel like you're going to be judged for it at the end of time with the most harshest consequences. But this is what I don't get with the right wing, heavily Christian nationalist evangelicals is that's all they talk about is personal responsibility, taking yourself up by your bootstraps, you know, no free meals, free lunches. But they don't want to take responsibility for their spiritual lives. They want to put it on Jesus and it's all on him. And like, I need to be told what is right and wrong, not make the decision for myself. And so it's this walking absurd contradiction.
Yeah, and that's where I started my conversation with Andy Pants because I was like, "Oh, did you need a deity to tell you that you shouldn't oppress people?" Because you know, I grew up as a Christian, so these morals were indoctrinated into me. But you can see it with babies, you can see it with chimps, you can see it with any other animal that has a social structure. They believe in fairness. So if you were to just go and fucking murder another member of the tribe, they'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like they figured out that we shouldn't kill our own.
Yeah, there's we're talking about what animals do and don't have. There's also a lot of evangelicals don't think they have morals either. And you can show the studies of the grape eating chimps and the elephants helping each other or whatever. And they don't think it's real morals. They don't think it's real empathy. They're just like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah. So, Doc D, anything to add?
No, I just think it was a entertaining stream. I think the two of you did a great job. You're great to listen to. Um, yeah, I've got nothing more to add at this point in time.
I don't either. I have to say when I joined as a guest, I lost connection to my YouTube, so I don't have the ability to comment. But I have to say thank you to Gary out there because we had a few back and forths in the comment section and it was quite fun. And so but Gary, it was nice to meet you in the comment section and all the other folks, Mighty Filbert, all the other people in the comment section. It was quite fun to have those conversations as you, BS, and Korak were hosting this discussion. So this was wonderful, and I'm grateful for having the chance to come up and speak as well.
Yeah, I mean, there were some names I weren't that I wasn't familiar with. I'm only going to remember Ember because other people's names were too complicated for my little brain to take on. But no, it's always nice to make new acquaintances through the chat, and it'd be nice to see the same people again, and of course the people we are familiar with, James, Gary, etc. Always good to see the usuals, but yeah, nice that new faces are nice as well. So yeah, no, it's been an entertaining session. I really had a good time.
Yeah, BS and I have similar audiences and they don't necessarily overlap. So this is our little first collabo. And in the future, there will be a musical parody collaboration between him and I that we're in the middle of working on. So yeah, we're just trying to bring it's like, hey, I know these guys and you know these guys. Let's bring our friends together and we'll meet at the roller rink and skate around for a bit. So yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
to meet everybody, Gary and Ember, and of course D and Doc Scorpion. Yeah, it's been a pleasure having everybody listen and offer their input. The chat has been very active, which is a lot of fun, and I still am trying to get a handle on it. I can't imagine what it's like if you have like 2 million followers and the chat is just
You just give up at that point. You just like, nope.
yeah. I can't even read it.
Nah,
But,
you did good, man. It was a good first outing. It takes a little bit to learn when you're behind the wheel. Being a guest ain't nothing. I just sit here and talk to you, and that's easy. But you're having to figure out what you're pulling up for video wise. You got to like look at comments. You got more stuff going on. So
yeah. But yeah, so if you're a fan of mine, be a fan of BS Lewis's. He's got a very similar channel to mine. And if you're a fan of BS Lewis's, be a fan of mine because I've got a similar channel to his. So we are atheists and anti-theists trying to shed some light into this dark, dark world surrounded by religiosity. And yeah, we are joined in common purpose. If you like this kind of thing, please hit like and subscribe. And if you want to throw me a dollar or two, go to patreon.com/KorakTheBard or buymeacoffee.com/KorakTheBard if you don't intend to commit, but just want to put in the tip. And BS, where can we find you if we want to support you?
I'm just on BS Lewis and YouTube channel. So I don't go anywhere else. That's where you're going to find me. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon.
Awesome. Well, this has been fun. Really fun talking to you. I'm glad I got to kind of blow off steam because God. All right. So this started weeks ago when I was first editing the Andy Pants follow-up video game video because I had my video out there on YouTube already. That's just the basics about his anti-atheism crusade. But then this video game thing, like it took a lot out of me. I had other videos queued up to go after this. And I just decided to work on them first because, like, dealing with the depths of this has been nuts, and like how I'm going to present it has been a challenge. So it was nice to vent about that, and I've got notes about how I'm going to proceed with the video. So it's been therapeutic for me.
Nice. I got to make a quick correction for Dirt Fixer. It's just BS Lewis. I was just trying to make fun of Korak by he's Correct the Bard. I was BS the Lewis. I shouldn't have joked around my first time on a channel, but just BS Lewis. No the.
Nice. All right, man. I'll give you. Do you have any final thoughts, Jerry Springer style?
I'm just looking forward to our new song. It's gonna slap it.
And I'll be working on that all weekend, along with my Andy Pants follow-up video game video. So look for that in the future, and look for our collaborative, non-cringe-worthy, Lonely Island satire parody of Christian cringy pop, whatever. It's going to be fun. It's going to be epic, and I've got a lot of AI of a possum wearing the robe's hat or the Pope's hat. So look forward to that.
I am. So you just hit in stream to end it whenever you want.
All right, man.
No pressure.
Good night to all. It's been fun. And thank you for commenting and for joining us, Scorpion and D. And of course, B.S. Lewis, you've been a phenomenal guest host, and you've walked me through my first time of live streaming. So I appreciate you holding my hand, and hopefully it's one of many.
You're welcome.
And with that, good night.